Hello, Computer Studies 10. Here we are. We're going to be taking our first look at Scratch today, and I want to show you basically in this video how do we get started with a project and what are the different parts of the Scratch interface. We're not going to learn anything in great detail in this video, just an overview of where do you find the different parts of Scratch. So when I say, this property or this window or whatever, you know what I'm talking about, okay? Let's get started. First of all, I'm logged in. You're going to need an account first, and I probably mentioned that in class. So once you have your account and you can log in, then we're in business. So what you can do is, take a look around inside of Scratch first. You might not see it quite like I see it. I have followed people in Scratch. I have, participated in the community for a while. So, I might see a little bit different things than you, but that's okay. The main thing is to find where your projects are and how to make a new project. So just find where your projects are. It's not hard. You might not have any projects, but we can go see what you do have. If you click your name, you can see some other stuff, account settings and profile. But the main thing is My Stuff. That's where all your stuff gets saved. Scratch auto saves, by the way, so as you go, it's great. We got some various lovely projects I've made in the past. And you might not see anything because this might be your first time using Scratch. But that's okay because once you are here, you can start making stuff as well. There's a new project button over here that you can just click on and get started making your project. In addition, just from this main menu, anytime you're in Scratch, this menu is up here. That create button will get you there as well, just from the main screen. So let's go ahead and create a new project. Here we are, creating projects. Bam! Now my face is a bit in the way of some of the stuff, the details on the screen, so I'll try to be brief and move around so that what I'm blocking in here gets not blocked. So let's start with the thing I think that draws most people's attention right away is the cat. It looks kind of cartoony, but please don't let this color your opinion of Scratch. Scratch is designed to allow, even young kids, and maybe you used this when you were young, to program, but it is quite powerful and can do a lot of great things too. So yeah, here's the cat. This box here, maybe I'll zoom, I don't know if I can zoom in too well, but this sort of space where the cat is, that square, is called the stage. The stage is effectively your project. If it was a game, then this is what you would see in the game. And there's a lot of stuff we can do with it, but the main thing is that it consists of sprites, which are software entities or software things that can take actions. They have code, they have a visual called a costume, and they might have sounds as well. So they have a kind of code, sounds, logical, kind of packaged into one thing. So the cat is a sprite, and in a video game, you can have lots of sprites. The villains will be sprites. Your gun might be a sprite. The power-ups you pick up might be a sprite, and so on. So our games will mostly consist of sprites existing on a stage. You can control how you view the stage. There's some buttons up here in the corner to allow you to make the stage bigger or smaller. And the green flag and the stop button, those are pretty important. We will often use these as sort of the stop-go ways to make our project begin and end. All right. Now my face is blocking this, so I wonder, can I move this out of the way without, ruining things? Kind of no, but kind of yes. So we'll make it work. Yeah, good enough. Good enough. We'll see how this turns out. Apologies in advance if it doesn't turn out too great. I'll zoom in anyway, so I guess that'll kind of defeat the purpose. So here we go. Here is the Sprite Navigator. This kind of stuff at the bottom. And hopefully my face was covering it a little bit, but I'll kind of focus on the different parts. This is where you can investigate a particular sprite. So right now we only have one sprite, but if I was to add, say, a surprise sprite, what do we get? Nothing? Let's try again. Surprise! That was surprising. Oh, there they are. They've arrived. So these are other sprites on the screen. So, you can see there's various sprites, photorealistic ones and cartoon ones and all sorts of stuff. So if we take a look at each sprite individually, we can see that they have different properties. The cat's name is Sprite1, lovely name. And this one's Jovi Dance, and this one's Dan. So, you can see they have different names, and they also have XY coordinates, which, depending on your feelings of math, that might be a little bit surprising, scary, or exciting. So, as you may know, Scratch keeps track of positions of its sprites using XY coordinates. So we're going to be using a bit of that coming up as well. And there's some other things like, are they shown or hidden? Because sprites can hide. What size is this? This is a percent. What direction are they facing, and so on. And you can kind of change that with a nice menu. And yeah, you can also delete sprites, and you can add sprites. Oh, you can't really see. You can add sprites either from pictures that you downloaded from the internet. You can just grab a surprise one just for fun because that's funny. You can paint your own in their editor, and you can also choose a sprite from their big menu of sprites. And again, a lot of them are cartoony and geared towards kids, but that doesn't mean we're going to be stuck with just ballerinas and cats and things like that. We'll get some pretty fun stuff going on. Last but not least, I want to make sure my face isn't in the way, but there's also the stage itself that you can control. You can click on stage and you can modify properties of the stage. It doesn't have coordinates or a name. Actually, can you name the stage? I don't think you can. Because the stage is just always there, but you can add backdrops, so like background pictures and things to the stage. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to put this back to where it was so that we can continue normally, because my face now covers it. You can't see. So the other obvious part of Scratch that kind of draws your attention is the left-hand menu here. There's the code, which is very colorful, which is probably what you're looking at right now. And I'm stuck in the stage, so I actually don't see a lot of these things. So I'm going to go click on a sprite, and I'll get more options, like motion. Stages can't move, so that prevents you from seeing all the blocks. There's also costumes and sounds we'll take a look at, but we won't get into too much detail. But basically, here's all the code. Every single piece of code that you can use is all built in here, and it's all color-coded to make it easy to keep track of what's going on. It's got various categories, and you can probably guess what some of them do. Like motion, for example, it's moving sprites around. Looks is changing how a sprite looks. Sound is making a sprite make a sound, or maybe listen to a sound. Events is about the triggers that begin the scripts that you write. This one's a little more technical. Every script that we write will start with an event, so you're going to have lots of events. And control is all about sort of the fundamentals of programming, actually. These are concepts that you can apply to any programming language, and we'll be spending lots of time here. Things like delaying a script, repeating something over and over again so you don't have to like code it over and over again. Making decisions is a really big deal. And also cloning is exciting. So, multiplying your work by making copies of the same thing you created. So you have to make a million copies of it over and over again. So that's motion. Looks is, that's control. Sensing is all about detecting things, whether sprites are colliding together or the distance between sprites, whether keys are pressed or the mouse is pressed and stuff like that. Where is the mouse? Those kind of things are in sensing. And there's lots of surprising things in here that I think you'll find fun. Operators are all about math. So if you need to do some calculations, and we will, then you can come to the math or operators tab to do your math. Variables, that also sounds like math. It's not exactly necessarily math, but it is about storing information. A video game stores a lot of information. Like real basic, how many points do you have so far, right? Or maybe like how many hit points or lives do you have left in your video game? These are all examples of variables, and we're going to need variables to do interesting stuff, so look forward to that. Last but not least, my blocks. There's no blocks in my blocks yet, but you can make your own. It's a way of giving a name to a group of blocks, like regular blocks from these other tabs, so you don't have to repeat yourself over and over again. So if you have a script that says, hey, turn around 360 degrees, you can make a spin 360 block that you don't have to like build from all of its component parts. You can just say spin 360 afterwards. It's very useful, very fun thing to use. So that's the code window. Also, we have the costumes. Costumes are great. So much to do inside of here. A lot of people can just kind of figure it out to begin with, but maybe not. We'll go into more depth into this editor. This right now is in what's called vector mode. So it's not like you can't erase like the pixels of this. If I was to take the eraser, it would if I try to erase it, I guess it kind of does, but notice that when I clipped the ear, like it didn't just erase the pixels, it sort of rebuilt the ear and put stuff there. I'm going to just undo that and show you that it's as a vector image, it's actually a bunch of unique points. I can click this tool here to see all the points, and I can individually move them around and make some like really bizarre characters. And I can even add more points if I want to like get wilder. I don't know. I'm having too much fun. I'm going to stop before I get out of control. Ooh, it's Shrek. It's going to be Shrek. Okay, hold on. I gotta wait for it. It's not green, but it will be. Okay. Get Shrek'd is the obvious joke here. Can't not make it. You can change the color, and then you can fill. It's not really a Shrek cut green, is it? No. I'm not sure what. Okay, I can look it up here. It's too bright. I don't know. I don't got it. I haven't seen Shrek for a long time, so I'm gonna turn this into the Shrek cat. So there we go. There's Shrek cat, and I'm gonna rename it to Shrek cat, and we're good to go. This editor is pretty powerful, but sometimes you just wanna erase the pixels. So that would be a bitmap image. You might notice down here we can convert to bitmap, so we lose all that cool modeling tools where we can like warp things, but it does just kind of behave like a good old-fashioned pixel drawing. You see it got more pixely, and then you can literally just erase parts of it, like the pixels are just kind of disappearing. I'm disappearing. No. And Control Z undoes it, and I think you can step. Well, you can only step one back. Wait, what's this do? Oh, yeah, here you go. Here's undo. You can undo it. I undo the vector too. Yeah, no harm done. Very useful, very useful. So anyways, I had a lot of fun there. Last but not least, here is the Sounds tab. The Sounds tab is fantastic because you can load your own sound effects, or you can use existing library of sound effects. There's so many different sound effects. This class will probably turn into a bit of a noisy place as people try the sound effects. So just let you know right now. Whoa, sorry. Down here is this one. This is our volume. It won't quite look like, oh, you can't see my face is in the way. Well, you know where my face is? Down here, there's a volume control on your computer. So click on that. It looks like the speaker with the lines coming out, and adjust your volume so that we don't blast the cat's meow and the various noises that we can make. All right, folks, that's kind of a basics of this environment. I guess there is one last thing to mention, and that is this big empty spot. This is the brain of your sprite. This is the things that it knows how to do. And if you click on a sprite, you can see like this is Jovi's brain, and this is Dan's brain, this is the ballerina's brain, and this is Shrek Cat's brain. Oh, he lost his name. Hold on. Shrek Cat. So if I want to build actions and algorithms into a sprite, I can drag it into here. I just select the sprite. So I got Shrek Cat. I can see there's a little kind of grayed out, thing here to show us who is selected. And then I can just go ahead and click on the scripts and drag them and put them together like Lego. So let's grab a move and turn. Maybe we'll turn 10 degrees. And then I'll grab a repeat. And this mouth can eat the sprite. Oh, not quite. Not sprite, script. Sometimes it's a little sticky and tricky. It's okay. And then green flag. Wow, we made a script, folks. It has a trigger and then one or more blocks that come after it. This one's a little bit fancy because I'm repeating. Well, let's repeat 36 times. So I can just type and edit these numbers. So what does the script do? Well, I'm going to move forward in whatever direction I'm facing, 10 pixels, and then I'm going to turn by 10 degrees. I'm going to repeat that 36 times. So Shrek Cat will majestically, spin around. And notice it's only Shrek Cat that's spinning because this belongs to Shrek Cat's brain. But I can drag and drop this to any of my lovely sprites. I can just drag and drop it. Boop. And boop. And It helps to add sound effects when you're programming. I highly recommend it. So now they can all, woo, turn. I'm just clicking it over and over again. Woo, look at them go. And if you look inside, you can see that in their brains as well, they have the same script. So fantastic. You know, I'm having so much fun with this, and we're just doing the basics. I hope you're having fun too. And I invite you to come back to the next video where we're going to take a look at a specific sprite and kind of look at a little more details about the X and the Y coordinate system, what kind of options you have for direction, and the stage as well, like how is that structured. So come back to our next video. Thank you so much, everybody. Take care.